Yeah, I mean, this is what comes up under my name, guys, in Jamaica. This is actually what comes up under my name. And this is exactly what not only I'm dealing with, but a lot of people are dealing with. This fight, war, whatever this is not about me. And it's not my war or the people's war. It's God's war. This is God's war. This is not my war. I didn't I didn't. I don't remember. I don't remember asking for this, even though people say, "Oh, you come back to this place, right? You come back to this place, accepting your duty and stuff like that." Well, even if I did that, it's still God's war because you know, uh, flesh and blood doesn't have the power to stop these type of corrupt people. I mean, the system has been corrupt for a long time, guys. We don't have to spend an hour talking about that. I mean, a lot of these people on YouTube, they spend so much time talking about this kind of stuff to the point where you don't even, you like they must be gatekeepers because they talk too much about it. I don't have to talk about this hours every day, guys. It's something that has to stop though because people's lives are being ruined. And it's like, it's just been going on too long. I don't know what else to say about it. And it's like, back in the day, I said the justice system is getting in the way of justice. And let me see if I want to make sure this is not a short. But in a normal situation, somebody would, oh, go get a lawyer, and you can't even trust the process anymore with the you can't even trust the process in the system anymore, especially when it's a big case because anybody that has a law degree, they're they could be paid off, right? A lawyer could be paid off by the same individuals that's down with the bullshit. I mean, how many lawyers out here are actually good lawyers where they really gonna stand up? I mean, a lawyer. I mean, when I first found out about what a lawyer was, I don't know, maybe I was like 10 years old, right? When I first found out that lawyers actually go to let's say an individual actually does a crime out here, right? He's okay, so he's a criminal. So the criminal hires a lawyer to protect himself, but he's a criminal. So when I first, I mean, man, some of this stuff, man, I'm telling you, boys, common sense. I knew this as a child, and I used to say to myself, wait a minute, how can a lawyer protect a criminal in court when a lawyer knows that the criminal is guilty, right? It's not like a lawyer doesn't know the criminal is guilty, but if the person has a lot of money, they actually pay a lawyer to get them from going to jail, but they're a criminal and the lawyer know. So ever since I found that out about lawyers, I said, well, hell, I said, well, there's no justice in getting a lawyer. You can't trust a lawyer. And even if you are innocent and you try to get a lawyer, who's to say that the lawyer wouldn't be paid off by the same system that's causing the problems? So anybody trying to get a lawyer and not letting God handle it will just bring more problems to themselves and to others. Well, I'll tell you guys exactly why I don't have to get a lawyer. Some of y'all already know this already. Based on the supernatural things that I have witnessed over the past 2 years, it would be ridiculous for somebody like me to get a lawyer because there's no way. I mean, we're just talking about on a just conventional thinking here. There's no way a lawyer will understand my case. Even if I wanted to get a lawyer, it's not possible. Everything that I've seen the past 2 years, that this thing is so big, it will be impossible for me to get a lawyer. It's a very strange situation because, you're waiting on God to, figure this out, but you're wondering how it's all going to go down, so to speak, because you're like, you don't even trust lawyers. So what if a lawyer come at you first? What can you trust them then? Who can you trust? All I know is that the courts have to pay out people who've had their inheritances stolen. The courts have to pay. You have to go to court, and the courts have to pay you out. The courts have to do this. And it's God's job to make sure that the courts do what they're supposed to do, however it's done. Because all a lawyer is going to come in and do is try to bribe you. A lawyer is not for your best interest. They're for their best interest. And whoever corrupt that they're dealing with, most lawyers are corrupt. It's a hard truth to accept, but it's the truth. I keep hearing all this information about someone trying to, pay people off, give them dirty offers and stuff like this. But that's not a good thing to do either. I wouldn't advise anybody take anything from anybody except the courts. Because you could be putting people, see, and the thing is, my situation particularly is not about me. You could be putting a lot of people in harm's way just by taking the easy route. And you could be putting your own self in harm's way. It may look like you're winning, but you're actually not. So in my situation, it's like the courts, and then it's God. And it even says that under my name in the Hebrew calculator. It's the courts, and then it's God. It's not the courts and me go get a lawyer and all that 3D shit that people do that really don't work. It depends. When you have something that's really big, you can't even depend on a lawyer. And you can't trust anybody trying to do anything outside of the court. So I keep hearing all this information. Let me give you guys an example. Let's say somebody came out of nowhere and, I don't know, gave me $5 million in my hand outside of the court, outside of the jurisdiction. I couldn't take it. It's an easy answer. So it's a simple answer. I couldn't take it. Now, the average person out here, $5 million, you wouldn't take. No, it's like, well, I'm not the average person. It's like, no, you don't understand. If somebody tried to give me $5 million outside of court, or any amount of money outside of court, you could actually be putting not only yourself in harm's way, but other people in harm's way for taking a settlement outside of court. See, this is what makes me intelligent and wise, guys. When I talk about stuff like this that hasn't even happened yet, I'm just putting it out there because I keep hearing it in the ethers. Nobody's going to settle with me outside of court. It's not going to happen. Because if I did take the money outside of court, me and other people could be at danger. So, like I said, it's the courts and it's God. The only settlement I'm getting is coming directly from the courts. Period. That's it. So I just wanted to put that out there in case anybody's wondering. No, I can't be bribed. The courts have to clean up their mess. And I'm gonna just depend on. Well, I don't have no choice. I can't say, "Oh, I'm this faithful guy." God, no. I mean, I want this to be over. But because of the situation and because of what I've seen, trust me, guys. If I hadn't have seen what I've seen these past 2 years, then most likely I'll be running to a lawyer. I'll be talking about. I'll be complaining and it's taking too much time and all this stuff, and I'll be going to a lawyer. I'm not dealing with. Also, I'm not dealing with 3D motherfuckers in this situation. I'm dealing with the real higher ups, which is above 3D. This, my particular situation, it's something else. It's on a whole nother level. And if I hadn't have witnessed what I've witnessed in the past 2 years, I would be running to a lawyer, of course. But what I've seen these last 2 years, supernaturally, can't no man do this. It's mathematically impossible. Can't no man do these things that I've seen. This magic, we've been talking about magic the last 2 days. A man cannot do what I've seen the past 2 years, guys, supernaturally. A man can't do that. Only God can do that. So that's how I know God's in control. I don't trust anything coming out of people's mouths. And I told you guys back in the day, it's not about what I'm hearing from the readers or nothing like that. No, it's what I'm seeing in my own personal reality. Can't no man do no shit like this. Okay. Can't no man, I mean, it's kind of funny. Can't no man do this shit I've seen, y'all. I'm not even telling you guys 90% of the stuff that's happening to me. I'm not even telling you guys about it. Because it sounds too crazy. But if y'all follow me for the past year and a half, 2 years, you will see that if I told y'all really nothing I've told you, if I told y'all some stuff, some of y'all smart enough to say, nah, he ain't crazy. I know he's telling the truth because the videos I've seen in the past 2 years, well, regardless of who believes what, I still cannot, I'm not even showing you guys shit no more. I'm not just simply not showing it. I was going to do it for a little while. I did it for about a year. But like I said, I don't have nothing to prove to anybody. I don't have nothing to prove to myself. I don't have to show off God's power. But I'm telling y'all, okay, no man do this. And some of these so-called people that I'm running across, these people don't come from here. I've already made that up in my mind. Some of these people I think that are people, they're not people. I don't know where these people come from. Mars, I don't know where the fuck these people come from. I don't know where. Nah, can't no man do this, man. It's no way in hell. Can't no man do the shit that I have seen supernaturally last past 2 years. I don't get. David Copperfield couldn't do this shit. So what I look like running to a lawyer trying to get a settlement outside of court? It ain't gonna happen. And yeah, the cabal, that's what's happening right now. The cabal is literally trying to outrun their own lies. Ain't that something?